So now that you have taken care of the easy cool colors, green, blue, and purple, now it's time to do a little color mixing to create the rest of the cool colors, the intermediate cool colors, because these colors have temperature too, and so you will be making blue-violet, blue-green, and yellow-green. And after you get those three painted, you will finally have all 12 twists. Now we're going to be needing the same supplies that we needed when we did the mixing for the intermediate warm colors. So let's review. Paintbrush, mixing tray, 2 of these colors at a time, big cardboard mat to catch all of the drips, and 3 more twists. You should have 3 ready to go. Let's get started. I'm going to give you just a quick reminder of what to do, and then you're off. So here I am. I've got my cardboard, my mixing tray, 2 spoons for scooping out my first 2 cool colors into my tray. I have decided, you can probably tell by looking here, that I'm going to start with blue-green. Now remember, you will need a spoon for each of these colors, because the first thing you do is scoop a little bit, or kind of a lot of it, into your mixing tray. 1 scoop of each color. Now I'm going to mix these together to make blue-green, one of my favorite colors. Remember what I told you when you did this for warm colors. The darker color is more powerful and it will change the lighter color faster, causing you to have to do less work. So we always want to take our darker color and mix it into our lighter color. And I'm just going to add a little bit at a time until this green that I'm stirring up matches the blue-green that is on the big color wheel in the front. This is still too green. I have to get a little more and keep going. The most important thing to ask yourself is, does my new color look different than the 2 original colors? So if your blue-green doesn't look exactly like my blue-green, it just needs to look different than this blue. It needs to look a little greener, and it needs to look different than this green. It needs to look a little bluer, so that we have a good combination that falls somewhere in between blue and green. All right, I think I'm going to add the rest of this blue. Now, if you've used up all your color and you have nothing left, you get your scoop out, scoop yourself a little bit more, and keep going. Try not to mix the colors like I just did. Shame on Mrs. Gray. There, a beautiful blue-green. And now I'm going to paint that twist. Make sure that your other painted twists are out of the way so that they're not going to get contaminated by anything you're doing today. Also remember, you want to paint most of this paper, but you will have little odds and ends, little places where you have text or little pieces of paper showing through. Your goal is to paint most of it. Now, when you're finished with that, remember that you will be getting a different brush to work on your next twist. Remember that you will need different paints, at least 1 different paint, and use these empty spaces on your mixing tray, but get a new mixing tray when you need to, when all of these spaces are taken up. So now I'm back. I chose purple this time, which means that I will be making blue-violet. I kept my blue, got myself a nice new brush. I have paint on my hands. Remember, anytime you need to, you can go to the rags, wipe your hands, get cleaned up, and come back and get back to work. Same process. A scoop of each color. Onto the mixing tray, and away we go. Take the darker color into the lighter color. And there we go. Now I just have one more to do. This time I need a new tray. Obviously, a new brush. This time I'm going to do yellow-green, so I won't need either of these colors. I will come back with yellow and green and 2 new spoons. I'm also probably going to need a paint mat because I have a lot of drips. Here I am. I've got my 2 new spoons, my new paint colors, new brush, new mixing tray, and a paint mat for this last one. It always gets messy towards the end. I'm going to scoop my colors out. Remember, the dark color goes into the light color. And there we have it. Blue-green, blue-violet, and yellow-green. The 3 intermediate cool colors.